My mom threw me out like I was trash, but one phone call destroyed their entire world. My mom didn't just ask me to leave, she shoved me out the door like I was something dirty she didn't want in her house anymore. She tossed my backpack at my feet and said, without even blinking, "Get out, you're nothing but trouble." Her voice was sharp, cold, almost relieved. My dad stood behind her with his hands in his pockets, staring at the floor like I was a stranger he wished he'd never met. No explanations, no hesitation, just the door slamming in my face. I stood there for a moment, too stunned to cry. It felt like the world had suddenly tilted, like everything I thought was solid had just crumbled. I walked down the steps slowly, gripping the straps of my backpack like it was the only thing keeping me from falling apart. The street was dark, the wind freezing, and every car that passed made the loneliness sink deeper into my chest. By the time I reached the corner, tears were already streaming down my face. I didn't know where to go. 14 years old, kicked out, and completely alone. My parents always made it clear that I had no one else. They never let me visit family, especially my grandpa. According to them, he was controlling, stubborn, impossible to deal with. But he was the only number I could call. My fingers trembled as I dialed. The moment he answered, my voice broke. "Grandpa, can you come get me?" I barely got the words out. He didn't ask questions, he didn't lecture me. He just said, "Tell me where you are," with a firmness that made me feel safe for the first time that night. 15 minutes later, his old truck pulled up, headlights cutting through the darkness. He stepped out, eyes full of anger, but not at me, at them. He wrapped his coat around me, gently lifted my backpack, and helped me into the truck. We drove in silence, but it wasn't uncomfortable. It was like he was holding his anger inside until he knew I was okay. I assumed he was taking me to his house. Instead, he drove straight back to mine. My parents opened the door, pretending they didn't know what happened. My mom forced a smile. "She overreacted, Dad. It was just a misunderstanding." Grandpa didn't even look at them. He walked right up to them and said, "So throwing a child onto the street is a misunderstanding?" My dad opened his mouth to speak, but Grandpa cut him off. "Save it. I'm done listening to lies." My parents froze. Then Grandpa said the sentence that changed everything. "This house belongs to me. I paid for it. I let you live here, and this is how you treat my granddaughter?" Their faces went pale instantly. My mom looked like she couldn't breathe. My dad just stared at him, speechless. Suddenly, everything made sense. Why they never wanted me talking to him, why they kept him away, why they were terrified of upsetting him. They depended on him, completely. Grandpa turned to me and said, "Go inside and get your things. You're staying, they're not." For the first time in my life, I walked past my parents without feeling small. I walked into my room knowing it wasn't theirs to take from me. They followed Grandpa around, begging, apologizing, making excuses. But it didn't matter. He had seen the truth with his own eyes. That night, I slept in my bed while they sat downstairs in silence, terrified of what would happen next. Everything they built on lies and control collapsed in a single phone call. They threw me out like trash. But Grandpa made sure I understood something they never taught me. I wasn't disposable. I wasn't the problem. They were.